Look at the youngster. Very young foal, probably not days old, but I'd say maybe 10 days, 2 weeks at the most. Also, very, very sort of punky hairstyle going on there. Hey, cute. Hey, cute thing. She's still got that small face. Over the first couple of months, the face actually grows quite a bit and the head matures more. At this young age, they look like they've got these tiny little heads on some big long legs. Look at that background again as well. Absolutely beautiful. Long thatch grass. Quite a classic backside shot. It's just a tree that we don't see too often, that sort of rather odd shape of the tree. You probably got struck by lightning or something at one stage. It looks like an apple leaf. Quite a few zebra here, Alex. It looks like about 8 or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at least. I think there was an 8th one further back. Always nice to see a variety of species together. In this case now we've had 3 different species here. This massive group of impala, and then this little dazzle of zebra, and the 2 giraffe further back. It's coincidentally one of those little statistics that's quite interesting. I remember in the late 90s with the big tourism boom in South Africa, they did a whole variety of different studies and research on what people want to see and experience when they come to Africa. And obviously South Africa, a huge part of that is the safari part, or the wildlife part. That's what we're doing now. And they found that in terms of the expectation people had, the animals people wanted to see or associated most strongly with Africa, number 3 and number 4 on that list was giraffe and zebra. So Big 5 is obviously one of the big sort of catchphrases, if you want, when it comes to safari. But zebra and giraffe also, in their own way, obviously say Africa in a very clear, specific manner. I love that grass in the background. Yellow thatch grass. Doesn't really get eaten much. I see there's 1 or 2 zebras in there now, busy grazing around the bottom of it. Thatch grass is what you refer to as sour grasses. Typically grasses that grow in high rainfall areas. If you go to other parts of South Africa, up into the highlands, places where the rainfall is more, you find a lot more thatch grass. When I used to work in Pilanesberg National Park, for instance, you'd sometimes walk for maybe 400, 500, 600 meters through a stand of thatch grass well over 2 meters tall, where you can't see anything around you except just this beautiful pattern of grass. But it's not very palatable, as you can imagine. Sour grasses don't necessarily taste very sour, but they're normally quite stemmy type grasses, not a lot of leaf matter on them. So you find that animals eat them early in summer when they're flushing new leaves, but later on, and definitely in winter, there's not much nutritional value in it. Yeah, healthy looking zebra. Beautiful markings there on the tail and also on the leg actually. Look at the serrated edges of the black marks and also those shadow marks. One of those things that, this one has got very specific markings. Look at the edges of the black. Looks like it's been digitally printed. And then of course their faces. Look at how incredible again, look at those markings. How they come from the side of the face. If it looks up again at us, it makes this awesome diamond shape on the forehead as well. But it really is, typically speaking, again, we look at zebras and we see black and white striped animals, but we don't always look at the smaller details. I know all the time I always mention the mane, for instance, but look at the face if it looks up at us again. You see some of the faces, some of the marks or the stripes on the side of the face actually makes a full 180-degree turn, almost a 360-degree turn sometimes, and goes into those markings on the face. Look at that. Very unique markings. Look at that. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Glorious sunlight in the foreground, that dark sky in the back. Well, I think, actually, Alex, sorry, I was going to move, but try another angle here again. I just see one of those zebras right inside that thatch grass now. And this will give you a nice idea of the height of it. Mind, the zebra is the same height as a pony about, so probably about 12 hands or something at the shoulder. You can see that one riding right inside the grass there. So that grass easily 2 meters tall, a little bit more actually. Now this is maybe another good example just to show you that zebra stripes don't really serve any purpose or very small purpose when it comes to camouflage in its environment. Zebras typically are grazers. Well, not typically, that's pretty much what they eat is grass. So even if they were in long grass, never mind short grass, if they're in long grass like this, those black and white stripes still sort of makes them stand out quite clearly. Now, even to a predator that sees in sort of very soft pastel colors, it would still be very clear that there's something standing around there. In short grass, like you can see in the foreground here, even more so. But where those stripes do come in handy is when they're in a herd of zebra. Now, if you've got 7 or 8 of them together running in a tight group like they do when there's something chasing them, or if you go to your really sort of perfect habitats for zebra, you could have hundreds of zebra together. As soon as they run or blend into a small group, look at those 3 zebras at the moment that are sort of just standing in line with each other. They're not even close together. You can see they blend into sort of a solid shape just because of the patterns. Now even more so when they're all running in the same direction, all heads facing forward, close together, it just becomes this sort of one big blurry body of stripes. And that in itself is a sort of a form of camouflage, if you want. It makes it very hard for a predator to then distinguish an individual. Just giving a bit of a snort there, it's because I'm sitting up on the door taking my jacket off. Look at those heads, how they blend in together. Excuse me. I'll almost have to tear myself away from here. It's just the colors, very vivid. Beautiful yellow and green of the grass, tree in the background. Absolutely stunning. But let's go look around some more.